Chapter 60. I have been with my son's father for 4 years. Life was beautiful and we were enjoying life and we fell pregnant. It was still so new to the both of us. However, I felt so lonely and had the sense of burden on him. It's true what they say. You never truly forget anything before pregnancy, during and after. I've never heard that saying in my life. By the time our son was born, he would physically abuse me, and being so vulnerable, I couldn't take it. The domestic violence was on and off, but he knew how to manipulate me in every way. What? This just really took a dark turn. He also had moments where he would hit me in front of our son. We were living with his family, but not once did they intervene, so I suppose that's why my relationship with his family isn't so great. Meanwhile, fast track to now, I've been talking to a man who I have never met, but have thoroughly enjoyed his company. Okay. This doesn't make any excuse to make this okay, to do so. Doesn't make it any excuse. How about you being beaten? But to be able to talk to a man on a spiritual level, let alone be open, is something that I've never experienced with my partner. I want to tell myself that I am in a phase, but I can't help but feel so drawn to him. I never knew that I could love someone else, and that's what hurts me the most. Do you think someone hitting you is love? Adultery is not my finest hour, yet I've been hurt for years after trying and trying. And it seems as though I keep trying to hang on to something that isn't there anymore. I know I need to let him go, but how can I when my heart beats for him? Girl, leave your man and pursue this new guy that you're connecting with. Trust your heart. And tell your man to come beat me if he wants to be beating up on women that day. Next! Oh my gosh, I've had a laulu here the whole freaking time. How annoying. About 2 years ago, a guy had requested me on Instagram. His username wasn't his name and it had no profile picture. So I decided to request him back. No profile picture and his username wasn't his name. And you accepted, okay, whatever. About a few days after that, that page messaged me saying, "Hey cuz, I was shook." I purposely late replied with, "We're cousins. Let's call him John." He replied with, "Hey, it's me, John. It was my long-lost cousin that I grew up with. There was some drama between our family that I didn't know too much about, but he ended up moving away. So I basically forgot about him till then. We started talking for about 1 month and we built a bond over the phone that I knew was wrong and still went forward with it. Our chats went from awkward to freaky and lovey-dovey. I kind of fell for him and I knew damn well it was wrong, but I still went there. We started video chatting and I would always call him late at night while everyone was asleep. Every night while on video call, we would do the bad things. He asked me on call if I was a smurgeon. And I told him no. I asked him as well and he told me yes, he was a smurgeon and that he's never had a girlfriend either. One morning, my mum and dad and some of my other family members were going away for a funeral. I was supposed to go, but my whole plan was to invite him over. Sis. So I had told my parents that I had to stay back and study. I don't know if they knew I was lying, but girl, I ain't never studied for anything in my life. Maybe you should study your family tree. My parents, falling for my lie, had told me that I had to watch the house and that they'll be back in a few days. So I had the whole house to myself. A while after they left, I called him and told him that I was home alone and to come over. So he came. No pun intended. I was so freaking nervous. I had butterflies and I was shaking. Let me tell you, when I opened the door, he was so fine. I'm talking about 6 foot handsome Tongan. We went straight in for it. He hugged me and kissed me and grabbed my cheeks and instantly they got me in the mood. We went into my room and wasted no time. We straight away did the bad things, and since we were alone, I screamed the whole house down. He was so freaking good, so I had me wondering if this was really his first time. We went about 6 times throughout that day and night. Must be nice. Without protection. The next day, we spent the whole day and night again doing the nasty. We did nothing else but that. Early in the morning the next day, his phone was blowing up while he was sleeping. He eventually woke up and turned his phone off and started hugging and kissing me. Married! We did the nasty a few more times before he left. That was successful, and next thing you know, my family was back home. I thought I was sweet and got away with it. My day was going good until I heard a knock at the door. I got so scared because I thought it was him. My mum answered the door before I could, so I peeked through and it was his mum, my auntie, and his wife that I was unaware of. I told you! The wife came complaining that this was the address I sent in our text messages, and it was strange as to why he didn't delete them, but that was the least of my worries. She had exposed us both, and that is how my whole family found out I was seeing and doing the bad things with my cousin. You know what happened next. I got the hiding of doom. They had planned a whole family, and that's when I found out he had 4 kids to his wife, which I wasn't aware of at the time. Which explains why he was so good in bed, but I'm happy I wasn't aware of them. You're happy you weren't aware of them, but you were more happy that you knew he was your cousin? Then a week later, he messaged me and asked me if I was okay. I didn't plan on replying, but my dumbass did anyway, because I never learnt my lesson. We ended up meeting up again, but this time we were in this back seat. He dropped me back off home a couple of hours later, and I instantly blocked him. I didn't even hesitate. It just all of a sudden hit me. It didn't feel right. Oh, it didn't feel right in the back seat? I'm surprised she stayed with him because a while after that, I ended up seeing him and his wife at a church function, but we completely ignored each other as we should have. Bear in mind the church is our family church, so it was quite awkward because I'm pretty sure the whole church knew about our history. But I couldn't care less. I felt disgusted seeing him. And then, a couple of weeks after that, I find out I was pregnant with his child. I don't know if he's aware that it's his son, but my son is a blessing and I couldn't be more grateful. I thank my cousin for this huge blessing. Oh, no, you didn't. I guess you got to keep your enemies close, but your cousins closer.